Scene Mom says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom says hello, and welcome to episode 69. Nice. I'm Danny, your host and scene mom and 12-year-old child. And as always, I'm glad you've joined me. Once again, I do apologize for missing a week. I had way too much fun with my daughter when she was in town last weekend. I ended up taking several days at the beginning of the week off as well to spend time with her after Fan Expo Boston weekend. I'm really glad I did. It's always nice to have a break, but also nice to spend the time with my daughter. Work has definitely been busier, so she was a perfect excuse to take that breather. And Fan Expo Boston was amazing. It was my first time there. She flew in and we went. We both really enjoyed it. I'm already scheming for next year, and I have many crazy ideas that I want to see if I can put in play. They're not really zany. I'd love to just see a live music portion at the event. And walking around during the weekend at the convention center area, I do see it's possible. I just need to connect with some people and get some wheels turning and see if it can happen. We are going to get right into the show now because I have plenty to cover, including your music news, history, marketing tip, and of course, 5 awesome indie tracks. Which one will be the pick of the week? Well, keep on listening. Let's get back to it with the new single, which is being released tomorrow from Steve Geraci of The Teardowns. In this, he is leaning into some of his family history and self-aware recognition as immigration policies are dominating national headlines. Save Yourself relays his own family's lineage through a storyline of past generations coming to this country to find a better life. It's the American dream, at least I hope it still is. Scene Mom says, take a listen.
All I want is all I need. Take what you must, leave behind your greed. All in all, day by day, drop by drop, memories fade away. Through my eyes, take my hand, rise up and conquer the land. Save yourself and walk with me through the sands in the parted sea, and kiss the sky from your wounded knee. Embrace a
You're listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast episode
69, dudes!
Now it's time for music news.
The U.S. Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, has filed a lawsuit against Key Investment Group, also operating as Epic Seats, TotalTickets.com, and Totally Tix, accusing it of illegally evading ticket purchase limits for high-demand concerts such as Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, in clear violation of the Better Online Ticket Sales, or BOTS Act. Now, here are some key allegations. Between November of 2022 and December of 2023, the company allegedly purchased nearly 380,000 tickets, spending about $57 million, and resold them for about $64 million, netting obviously significant profits. For Swift's Eras Tour specifically, they allegedly bought 2,280 tickets across 38 shows in 2023 for $745,000 and resold them for $1.96 million. And for one Las Vegas concert, they used 49 accounts to buy 273 tickets, which far exceeds Ticketmaster's 6-ticket limit, and they generated in excess of $119,000. Now, the FTC says the seller used deceptive tactics, fake or bot accounts, bought BOUGHT, thousands of virtual and traditional credit cards, spoofed IP addresses, and SIM card banks to bypass security and limit the controls. So the suit invokes both the BOTS Act and the Federal Trade Commission Act, which describes the behavior as unfair and deceptive. Now, the action is part of this broader crackdown on exploitative ticket resale practices, which stems from a March executive order from President Trump aimed at enforcing transparency and limiting wrongdoing in ticket markets. So what does Key Investment Group say? Well, the company strongly denies wrongdoing, arguing that the FTC is broadly misapplying the BOTS Act, which is meant to curb malicious software, not targeting legitimate reseller activity. It claims multiple accounts and purchases by humans aren't illegal and argues the FTC's stance threatens the structure of the secondary ticket market. Now, in July, prior to the FTC filing, Key Investment Group also filed its own lawsuit seeking to halt the FTC's use of the BOTS Act against them. So that's kind of interesting. This really is shady on, ethics, because if there is a 6-ticket limit and they're saying, well, we just created other accounts and that's okay. Well, is it okay? Is it okay to do that? Because then they just up the price and they're making this profit and they're screwing over everybody. And that keeps driving up the price. So there's my thought on that. And this week, BMI, one of the United States major performance rights organizations, announced a landmark settlement with the Radio Music License Committee, or RMLC, securing what it calls its largest ever rate increase for U.S. radio royalties. The new settlement spans the 2022 through 2026 licensing period and applies retroactively, starting January 1st, 2022. BMI hasn't revealed the exact new rates, but says the increase is historic, justified by BMI's dominant share in the radio market. Now, Radio Inc. has unearthed specifics from related court filings. The headline royalty rate has risen from 1.78% to a graduated scale. So in 2022, it was 2.14%. In 2024, 2.16%. And in 2025, 2.19%. And from 2026 through 2029, it will be 2.2%. So additionally, pre-program license base rates now range between 0.37% and 0.38%. And a minimum annual fee of $773 is now required for each station. So the settlement brings more equitable compensation to BMI's songwriters and publishers for radio play, and it also provides cost-saving certainty for U.S. broadcasters, which avoids prolonged litigation and helping them plan ahead. Both sides stress the value of negotiation over having court battles, and it wraps up a long-running licensing challenge following a delayed agreement for the 2017 through 2021 period. And it also joins parallel developments from ASCAP, which has similarly struck a deal, also offering broadcasters higher rates. So in short, BMI has negotiated its most significant radio royalty hike yet, which gives creators a stronger share of the revenue while offering radio broadcasters clarity over the next years. Now, is it a good outcome in this tug of war? I don't know, because I sent this to my former station manager, and he said that BMI is kind of like the mob in a sense, because they really don't pay out the artists that well, and they're all in their nice cars and, living like kings, I guess. But I don't know the depth of how BMI works and how they pay out the artists. So we'll see what happens with this. All I know is that smaller stations are going to feel it, because paying those rates every year when you are a small independent station, it's a lot of money, and you're basically scraping from the bottom of the barrel anyway. So we'll see where that goes. That is your music news this week. And if you had feedback or other thoughts or any music news to share, you can email me, scenemomsays@gmail.com.
That's driving with gas to pay. See, I was born here, comfortably raised, so I have spare cash to throw away to all those people seeking to claim privileges we take for granted deserve the same. The homeless, it's their own fault. But if we can't see them, it's problem solved. Put them in cages, that's what they're called. Government funding can build a wall. Our empathy has escaped us all.
That was Phoenix band Celebration Guns and their latest single, Post Colossus. They say this song goes out to everyone protesting and participating in activism that attempts to disrupt and dismantle the cruel and racist policies in place today. It is also the first song with their new lineup. Great band. We played them a lot back in Phoenix on KWSS. C-Mom says it's time for some music history. On August 11th in 1973, DJ Kool Herc threw a back-to-school party at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx, widely recognized as the night hip-hop culture was born, which, of course, as we know, sparked a global movement. On August 13th in 1965, the Beatles played Shea Stadium in New York City to over 55,000 fans, which was a landmark event in music history, and it's also one of the first major stadium concerts. From August 15th through 18th in 1969, the iconic Woodstock Music and Art Fair took place in Bethel, New York. Drawed about 400,000 people, and it definitely defined the counterculture era with legendary performances from Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Who. On August 16th in 1977, Elvis Presley, king of rock and roll, passed away at Graceland in Memphis at age 42, which sparked global mourning and cementing his legacy as a cultural icon. On August 18th in 1962, Ringo Starr officially performed his first concert as the Beatles' drummer, which completed the lineup that changed music forever. And on August 24th in 1995, Microsoft launched Windows 95. Now, why is this music? Well, they had a massive campaign featuring the Rolling Stones' Start Me Up, which showed how music was becoming more central to tech and pop culture marketing. And that's some music history for you this week.
That's what you wanted to say, but I can't pretend with you, girl, no, no. I can feel you start pulling away when we touch. Away when we touch, when we touch. And I know that sometimes I can be too much. Don't leave me outside, your love on the
That was the latest from Boston alt-pop trio The Ringer soundtrack. It's called In Real Time. You can find links to all of the bands you hear in the show, and please go follow them. It's all in the show notes. C-Mom says it is time for your marketing tip of the week. Minimize the data you collect online. So there's been quite an uptick in data breaches lately, which prompts users to be more selective with the information that they give online. So think about what you actually need. Do you need a mailing address for someone to subscribe to your newsletter? Probably not. Do you need to know their income level? Doubtful. Sure, you can always have an opt-out option, but think about why you are asking for the information in the first place. At times, specific demographics and information are needed, but be choosy about what you ask for and when you are asking for it. People will appreciate the respect for their privacy, which will only come back as a positive for you. And as always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or your brand, you can schedule a consultation with me at dannycutler.com. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter for even more. I promise I don't ask for your firstborn or anything like that. And there's also the private Facebook group as well. I will have all of the links in the show notes. And it's still August, so I currently have a consultation special going on for newsletter subscribers until the end of the month. Right now, a consultation and analysis is just $50. The regular price is $99, so you're definitely getting a deal. We'll dive into all your digital marketing, talk about what your needs are, what you want, and then I offer suggestions on how to best market your business and your music, and I give you some tips and tricks to plan ahead that are specific as well. So again, link to subscribe, everything you need in the show notes. Now it's time for the music pick of the week. I literally squealed out loud with excitement when I saw new music from Phoenix band Ali A and the Agency. COVID was really difficult for many bands, and I think a little more so for AAA because they really wanted to wait until it was as safe as possible before getting out there again, which unfortunately meant they were a little left behind because so many other bands just jumped right back in. In Phoenix, it was like May. So everything shut down in March. And by the end of May, it was almost like it never happened in the Phoenix area. Very scary. But they weren't just letting time pass while they were waiting it out. They started working on their next album and they kept it very on the down low. And then they had a crowdfunding campaign, which was highly successful for this new album. Now I'm starting to see them online a little more. They released a single several months ago, and just a week or so ago, they dropped their newest single, Cheat Meal. And as with all of their music, it is fantastic. It is a groove, funk, rock feel that you can't help but be swept up in. The band is always just tight, and Ali's vocals command attention in every single song. I am looking forward to the album being released, which maybe will be on September 8th because that's the date on their Instagram profile currently. We'll see. It will make C-Mom very happy, and they deserve all the success in the world. So that being said, here is my pick of the week, Ali A and the Agency and Cheat Meal.
Can I get my kicks
my sky.
But whatever must up, I must come down. I selfishly have to cheat around. Oh, cheat me up, another cheat me. Don't you know I got a craving for you, baby? What you wanna do when you got it so true? You have a cheat me up, another cheat me. It'll only take a few minutes anyway. What you wanna do when you gotta stay true? You cheat.
Mom says it's time for some good news this week. Well, it's fun news. I don't know if it's good, but it's kind of funny. On August 16th at the XS nightclub inside Wynn, Las Vegas, partygoers thought they were witnessing an unannounced Justin Bieber performance when French impersonator Dylan Desclos stormed the stage shirtless, tattooed, and dressed in baggy jeans, launching into Bieber's hit Sorry during DJ Griffin's set. Fans went crazy. They screamed, filmed, flooded social media with clips, convinced they had stumbled into a once-in-a-lifetime surprise, while staff also appeared to believe it was real. Now, Wynn officials later called it an elaborate multi-step ruse, claiming that Desclos and his entourage deliberately duped the venue, even running up a $10,000 bar tab before security caught on and permanently banned him from the resort. Now, Dylan's manager pushed back, saying the moment was spontaneous and not a scam, just a case of going along with the hype. Dubbed Beibergate, the stunt has gone viral, sparking debate over whether it was harmless fun or a major deception, and it does prove how easily a convincing lookalike can hijack the spotlight in a city that is just built on spectacle. I mean, you just walk around Las Vegas and you can get your pictures taken with impersonators of any kind of star or artist you want, so that would be kind of funny. Why not just enjoy it and draw attention to your club? I don't know. That's some good news, weird news, nerdy news, music news, whatever, this week.
Can't fight the blue light at the door. Granted numbers, nothing more. Lost you tripping in the meta. Hardwired to the core. Now I feel nothing at all. Even if my skin could crawl. All the blockchain makes a blockade. Only octane left to draw. There's a virus inside us all. Oh, T-minus till the time's up. 'Cause this is not my home. This is not my state anymore. We are the parasite. We are the cause and curse. We are the consequence. This is now our war. Caught up in our confidence. Always stuck on high defense. 'Cause when we build a tolerance to parasitic providence, just sludge now in a jar. Trying to bottle all my scars turns to scrap metal when all the dust settles. This is not my home. This is not my state anymore. We are the parasite. We are the cause and curse. We are the consequence. This is now our war. There's a virus inside us all. This is not my home. This is not my skin anymore. This is not my home. This is not my skin anymore. We are the parasite. We are the cause and curse. We are the consequence. This is now over.
That was the latest from Phoenix band Jane and the Jungle called Parasite. Always love new music from them, and their older music too. And that is it for episode 69. Nice. Links to all the music and news heard this week will be in the show notes. If you have any feedback, you can always get in touch on social media. It's Scene Mom Says on Facebook and D Cutler AZ everywhere else. And you can email scenemomsays@gmail.com. If you like what you hear, please share. I'm also an independent artist. Thanks as always for listening, you guys, and you will hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro, outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.